All right, pull up, because this one is designed to reach into your wallet and convince you it's for your own good. A think tank wants you to believe that every time the minimum wage goes up $1, the price of your necessities jumps 5.5%. So a raise, they say, would rob you right back at the register. That is the pitch. Let's run the ground game and check it against the receipts. Here's the claim. No spin, straight from the source. In a June 29th Washington Times op-ed, Michael Saltsman of the Employment Policies Institute wrote that for every $1 increase in the minimum wage, the price of necessities can rise by an average of 5.5%. Average. Necessities. 5.5% per dollar. Write that number down, because we're about to weigh it against the evidence. So what does the actual research find? The most rigorous study of this exact question didn't guess. It read the receipts. Economists took billions of supermarket checkout scans and measured what really happens to grocery prices when the minimum wage rises. The answer? A 10% increase in the minimum wage lifts grocery prices by about 0.36%. And the Upjohn Institute found the same order of magnitude for restaurants, not 5%, a third of 1%. Now let's put it on Saltzman's own footing, dollar for dollar, so there's no trick in the math. A $1 raise on a roughly $15 wage is about a 6.7% increase. Run that through the measured grocery pass-through, the real one, and you get a price rise of about 0.25%. Not 5.5. His figure isn't a little high. It is more than 20 times the best evidence we have. And we don't have to argue this one in a classroom, because we already ran the experiment. In 2024, California raised its fast food minimum wage to $20 an hour, one of the biggest single jumps in the country. So what happened to the menu? Prices went up about 1.5%, roughly 6 cents on a $4 item. Meanwhile, the covered workers' pay went up around 11%, a real raise, a tiny price bump. Nothing close to a necessities-wide spike. Now I'm going to be fair, because the ground game means you tell the whole truth, even the part that helps the other side. Raising the wage floor does nudge some prices up, a little. Pretending a raise costs absolutely nothing would be its own kind of lie. So yes, prices move. The honest fight was never about whether, it was about how much. And the measured how much is cents on the dollar, not a robbery. So where does a 5.5% come from? Here's the tell, and this part is not a judgment call. Saltzman's own cited source for that number, an Employment Policies Institute post, does not call it an average. It calls it a maximum. Prices rising, quote, up to 5.5%. Up to. From a review with no disclosed author and no disclosed method. He took a ceiling from an advocacy shop, relabeled it an average, and printed it in a national newspaper. Think about what that move actually is. The number was already weak, a made-up ceiling from a group that exists to fight the minimum wage, and it still wasn't scary enough. So he changed one word, maximum to average, and turned a shaky upper bound into a promise about your grocery bill. The number didn't get more true, it just got more frightening. That's not economics, that's marketing with a footnote. And here's why they even bother building a number like this. Because it works backwards. If they can convince the guy making the minimum wage that his own raise will rob him at the register, then he fights his own raise for them, free of charge. That's the whole trick. Scare the worker into guarding the boss's margin. Don't fall for it. A raise is a raise. So here's the play. Small enough to do today. 1. When someone throws a scary number at you, ask a simple question. Is that an average or a maximum? Watch how often it's a maximum wearing an average's coat. 2. Remember the real numbers. A dollar raise moves necessity prices by cents, not 5.5%. 3. Tell one coworker before payday. A raise is a raise, and the grocery aisle is not where it disappears.
I'm Marcus, and this is Pixel Politics.